watching Griffon Sports Insider, presented by Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. Now, here are your hosts, Brett Easley and Ryan Menley.
Hello and welcome to an eventful, historical week at Missouri Western. Griffon football pops a record point total, former Griffon greats take their place in the Hall of Fame, and a new era in Griffon athletics begins right now, Brett Easley.
Well, historical it has been. A new leader is now officially in place as Kurt McGuffin has been named Western's new Director of Athletics. McGuffin comes to Western from the University of Colorado, where he spent 1 year as an Associate AD. Before that, he was the Senior Associate AD at Kansas State and was one of the chief fundraisers for the university. McGuffin was selected from a pool of more than 80 applicants. University President Dr. Robert Bardabedian says McGuffin's fundraising experience was a key factor.
He's a complete package. I really think he is. He certainly has a reputation for being a very good detail person, but not over-managing. When he came here, he had a plan for where he wanted to take the athletic program. There are lots of things that we'd like to get done at Missouri Western. It's going to take external money to do it, and I was convinced that Kurt McGuffin would be the best person to get us there.
We need to continue our facility enhancements, and we will devise a long-term strategic plan to do that. It'll be a guiding principle document, not only including facilities, but including things that will truly make us successful in the future.
And McGuffin's official start date, fittingly enough, October 31st, Halloween.
Western football started in a horror show last Saturday. The Griffons used the Wendy's Hall of Fame game to brutally beat down Lincoln.
Wendy's Hall of Fame game Saturday at Spratt, the class of 2011, highlighted by the 1989-90 men's basketball team, the 96-97 men's golf team, former record-setting quarterback Casey Waterman, former women's basketball coach Jeff Mitty, and still very much current head football coach Jerry Partridge receiving their rings. Griffon's taking on Lincoln. They beat the Blue Tigers 81-14 last year. Here's the question this year. How many different ways can Western score points? Let's keep count. Less than 2 minutes in, off the punt, Terrell Downing zigs, zags, goes. He's gone. 72-yard punt return for a touchdown. 7-0 Griffs. Couple minutes later, Travis Partridge with a little pass to Michael Hill. Big results. He's gone. 53-yard touchdown pass. 14-0. Lincoln would get in the end zone in the second quarter, but the extra point goes horribly wrong. It's blocked. Yami Ali picks it up. Well, he's going to get 2 points on a PAT return. 19-6. Ensuing kickoff. Downing on the return. Not even close to being touched. He's gone again. This an 88-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, 26-6. Then Greg Zerline, being his normal self, a normal typical 50-yard field goal. He was 4 for 4 on the night. Just before half, Michael Hill on the ground. How about a 44-yard rushing touchdown? Griffs take a 43-6 lead to halftime. They scored points 6 different ways in the first half. Would have been 7, but they won't allow Marcus Thompson and TJ Fannin to score from their wheelchairs. Only thing missing was a defensive score. Never mind. Cody Kramer with the pick. He goes 30 yards for his first career touchdown. It's now 50-6 Western. Later, backup quarterback Jaron Walton. Why wouldn't he run for an 83-yard touchdown? Lincoln ran 104 offensive plays. Western ran 44. Lincoln held the ball for 25 minutes longer and still got beat by 61. 81-20, the final of this game. Griffons tied the school record for points scored, matching last year's total against Lincoln.
It was easy because the guys in front of me blocked and opened up holes for me and made one guy miss and I was gone.
Yeah, I think Coach P could have went in there and ran the ball through those holes, but I really didn't do nothing. I mean, it was just wide. I caught the ball on the screen, my first touchdown, and it was just run straight. So, and I was just saying, don't get caught, don't get caught. But same with the other ones, just wide open.
And joining us right now is head coach Jerry Partridge. The post-game interview, all you could really do was laugh because those statistics were almost astounding considering the score.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the interesting numbers, some real quick ones. I mean, they had 104 plays, we had 44, which is unheard of. 60 more plays, and to lose by 61, it's incredible. And then the other thing I started thinking about that at the media luncheon was our offensive line, our starting offensive line played 29 plays. Our kicker had 26 plays, and that's kind of crazy too. So sometimes blowouts aren't by the blower, you know, the people blowing them out. It's, you get yourself blown out with some things you did, and they turn it over. And And if you don't play well in a kicking game, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's kind of what happens.
Well, and you're right. The score is 81 points, and anybody can look at that just on paper and go, "Oh, they ran up the score on Lincoln." Well, your backup quarterback ran for an 85-yard touchdown. I mean, that's just what the second half was, basically.
And he didn't get to throw at all. We didn't let him throw, and so. It was, I don't know how many snaps we had in the second half, but after we took the ones out, I don't think we had but about 10 to a dozen snaps the rest of the way. Usually when you get 81 points, there's some huge offensive numbers, and there was good offensive numbers, but not just incredible.
And your kicker has another good day, almost to the point. And you said this, it's almost video game-like with him a little bit.
It's really a joke.
It's fun to watch. He's, he had six touchbacks, he had 13 kicks, one of the extra points almost climbed to the scoreboard. 51-yarder into the win, and he's really not a real cocky, overconfident kid. He's not ever really sure he can do it. You ask him, and he goes, I don't know, we'll see, and he just does it. And the ball jumps off his leg. He's really fun to watch. I think everybody gets a kick out. He won our Terrell Downing got the special teams MVP, but we usually give a physical award. Usually a guy gets the most tackles on special teams or has a big hit, and we gave Zerline the kill shot because it's kind of a co-MVP, but he was certainly destroying the football and being physical with the football.
That's a very creative award there for
creative.
There was one real struggle Saturday night, and it was in the passing game. Travis didn't play more than a half anyway, but just that first half, just struggled. 6 of 15, not where you want to be. I know we've said that's a work in progress, but I'm sure you probably he hoped to have a better game than that.
Well, first half wasn't 6 of 15. I think the first half was 6 of 10 or 6 of 11, and then we were like 1 for 4 in the second half or whatever it was. We just missed on a couple. We had missed an 80-yard touchdown bomb or whatever it had been, so that would have been it had a shot it way up, and we called the dogs off. If we'd have kept out there throwing the ball, we'd have had over 250, that kind of day throwing the ball.
I want to ask you about another guy defensively. We said his name a little bit, but we talked about the defensive line a lot, but another guy that keeps coming up, that's Yami Ali. He blocks the extra point, returns it for 2, but that to me is not the highlight for him. He's just always around the ball, isn't he?
He can run. He's got a nose for the ball. He's physical. He is going to be a great player here. We're trying to get his feet wet and get him going around these seniors, and I think everybody kind of appreciates his athleticism, and I think the best is yet to come.
Well, we'll see what's to come next week when you play Emporia State. We'll talk about the Hornets when GSI comes back.
I'm Fred Schunkweiler. I'm a physical therapist. I own Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. We treat athletes, we specialize in that, but the industrial athlete is somebody that gets hurt at work.
I'm a police detective with the city of St. Joseph.
I'm a welder.
I had shoulder surgery.
And ended up having to have back surgery.
Professional athletes, they make a livelihood on the field. Well, an industrial athlete, they make their ends meet at work every day. And if you get injured at work, you want to get back to work as fast as you can so you don't miss a paycheck. And we specialize in that, and we have the resources and the facilities to help you get back to work faster. That's what the pool does.
And the pool, I attribute the pool to a lot of the recovery and the speedy recovery to get me back to work quicker. I need to be back at work.
Therapy was wonderful, about 8 weeks straight of it, and I'm great. I'm back to work, 100%, no pain at all. It is different. They take a different approach to it, but they help, and it works because they care, and they work really hard to get you back. They did a great job.
Spine and Sport Physical Therapy, your first choice, the right choice.
You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Tell them that God's gonna cut you down.
She takes headaches away with her bare hands. Men run thousands of miles for her without ever leaving the room. She once helped a woman avoid carpal tunnel surgery by serving up drinks with a twist. She is the most helpful physical therapist in the world.
I don't always go to physical therapy, but when I do, I prefer Spine and Sport.
fans, 80 degrees in October. Are you kidding me? This feels like July, but this is tailgating weather, and if you're the first folks here, you're our tailgate of the week. Say hello to the Williams clan. This is Ann. Ann, what are we cooking today?
We've got butterfly pork chops on the grill.
Butterfly pork chops on the grill. Now, Ann, you told me about a little special seasoning sauce we got on there. What do we got on there?
We got Lowry seasoning salt on there.
Lowry seasoning salt.
Favorites.
Now, we got some hungry folks here. They have already devoured several pork chops. They got a couple more on there. Tell us who else you got. Well, she even got the dog with you out here today.
We do. Gracie comes with us to all of our games.
Gracie
comes away. We've got our daughter-in-law and our soon-to-be daughter-in-law and my husband, and then our newest addition to the family is Sydney.
Outstanding. Got to say hello to Sydney. Now, you're from Washington, Iowa. You got some folks from Kansas City. You kind of meet in the middle here in Missouri Western, don't you?
We're from Washington, Iowa, which is about 4 hours, 15 minutes from here. And they're from Kansas City, so we just meet up here for the home games.
Well, Ann, we're glad you're a tailgate of the week. We're glad you chose to tailgate with us today. We're going to give you $50 from Hy-Vee, compliments of Griffon alum Scott Graham, towards your next Griffon tailgate.
Thank you very much.
And fans, you too can be our tailgate of the week. We hope to see you here October 22nd, homecoming against Truman State.
Back with GSI, you get pork chops at a tailgate. That's pretty high class. Jerry Partridge, have you ever had a chance to even tailgate at a game?
Don't believe in it.
Don't believe in tailgating
No,
at all?
I've done it once, I think, in my life. Usually I'm at coaching the game, but Chiefs games, I'm not interested in doing that. I just go in there and watch warm-ups.
Not only were those pork chops, those were Iowa chops. There was a difference. Those were nice, they had girth, they were thick,
huge.
and I'm sure
those are very good people.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Talking Griffon football, of course, and you head to Emporia State this week. It's a team you beat 42-14 a year ago. The Hornets 2-4 this year after a big comeback win over Missouri Southern last week. Your thoughts on the Hornets?
I made that joke at the media luncheon, but it really is true. I mean, they're a very good 2-4 football team.
Well, statistically, you look up and down. I know you're not a stats guy. They're about the middle of the pack in the MIAA in a lot of offensive categories. But they have a quarterback that's been around a while now, Tyler Eckenrode. They have 2 good wide receivers in Ray Davis and Shawan Richardson. And they're an offense, as I remember, they're very versatile. I mean, one set they're 5 wide, and then the next set they may be full house backfield. Still doing the same thing this year?
Not as much to the full house stuff, but they are spreading out all over the place, kind of basketball and grass. And their linemen are athletic, do a good job of getting head on a hat and blocking people in space, not exactly overly physical. They've been, the weird thing, the idiosyncrasy of a schedule sometimes, they have followed us constantly. So they've been watching every one of our games, anyway. They've been watching the opponent against us, and this is the first time we've got to see them on film.
What do the Griffons need to do Saturday to get a win? What are we working on this week?
We've got to stop the big play on the passing game. That's what they've been getting, and that's what's happened. That's certainly what happened in the Central game to give them a 35-17 lead against Central. Then they blew that lead, and that's what they did to rally against Southern was the big passes, and that's something we got to do. We cannot let the ball be thrown over top of us. We've done a pretty good job all year, really, but the play action stuff can't hurt us. That's what's hurt us at times. But make sure guys assignment-wise are in the right spot and be simple enough that our kids can execute.
Okay, Coach B, it's time for Easley's Impromptu. Good questions this week, by the way.
Because they're never good, ever.
They're never good, but they're good this week.
This is the first time, finally.
This is the versatile edition. I'm curious to know, as I'm sure our folks at home are too. 4 teams left. Final 4 Major League Baseball. Who wins the World Series?
Cardinals. What?
I got a feeling the Cardinals are going to win, actually.
Wow, really?
Wow.
The guy who said he liked the Cardinals till he met Cardinals fans last week.
That was college. I like Cardinal fans. I know now.
College Cardinals sweatshirt.
In college, that was when they're really still pretty bitter about that World Series loss, and they were very, very critical.
Switching sports, we've used the term lockout a lot. Will the NBA play this year, and do you care if the NBA plays this year?
Yes and yes.
Okay, switching gears away from sports, I'm curious to know the answer to this
I don't answer this question. I don't know.
We know
sports.
Other than football, what is Jerry Partridge's hobby?
Good
one there, huh, boys?
I like watching movies. I like watching movies.
He likes to watch movies.
Favorite movie of all time?
Forrest Gump.
We went through that. Second favorite movie of all time?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, he says. And finally, now that the glass is half full here in Chiefs Kingdom, Chiefs are now 2-3 overall. How many wins are we going to win? How many wins?
What did I say last time? 4?
Yes.
I'll bump it to 5 or 6. Let's go 6. I'll be optimistic.
Bumps it to 5 or 6. We can take that. 2 weeks.
Jerry Partridge back on the Chiefs bandwagon this week.
Not really.
Amen to that.
5 or 6 is a lot better than 4 and 12. So
see it in Emporia.
1 or 2 better. 1 or 2 better.
We'll see it in Emporia. That's Jerry Partridge. We'll be right back.
He once helped an unbalanced bull by teaching him ballet. He cured a man's foot with plantar fasciitis by playing Go Fish.
You have an 8. Go Fish.
He helped balance a man by playing darts with his eyes. He is the most helpful physical therapist in the world.
I don't always go to physical therapy, but when I do, I prefer spine and sport.
Stay healthy, my friends.
And welcome back. The Missouri Western Athletics Hall of Fame has some new blood. The class of 2011 took its place in history last weekend.
5 inductees, 3 individuals, 2 teams took their rightful place in history. Here's a look back.
The Hall of Fame is something that is so special because when you're introduced from now on, especially the guys that are up here, they're Hall of Famers from here on out.
Casey Waterman currently holds or has held 13 different school passing, offensive records, and 5 MIAA records. Ladies and gentlemen, 2011 Hall of Fame member, Mr. Casey Waterman.
I truly don't think that my parents ever sat down at a football game in my entire career. You could always see them up standing by the railing right next to the stadium. Thank you very much for this great honor.
I remember those 2 Elite 8 years like they were yesterday, and they were just yesterday, back in the mid-90s. Hard to believe Jeff Mitty was a great coach, had some great players, there was a great run. Ladies and gentlemen, 2011 Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Jeff Mitty.
I'm not sure either of us knew what the hell we were doing, but we were having a lot of fun and just we had a great group and we just coached what we knew and it was a lot of fun.
Our next inductees this afternoon will go down as one of the best and most talented teams in Griffon history. Ladies and gentlemen, Missouri Western Hall of Fame inductees, the 1996-97 Griffon golf team.
Chris, Kyle, Mark, Aaron, and Joel. I really want to thank you guys. It was a great ride, and I'm just proud I got to drive. Thank you all very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2011 Missouri Western Hall of Fame inductees, the 1989-90 Griffon men's basketball team.
I've never, ever felt the difference between Monday or Friday. And it's people like this here that make it happen. Because without those coaches and without those players, okay, I'm the guy who came in as a losing coach. In behalf of this team, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2011 Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Jerry Partridge.
Just hope it's kind of weird when you go into Hall of Fame when you're not done yet. And I hope before I'm done here that the things we do on the field outweigh what we've done already. And hopefully we get it done tonight. Thank you so much.
An emotion-filled weekend, Brett.
Well, it was, and boy, you look at that class. You got Jeff Mitty, who really got women's basketball rolling again. You got the 89-90 men's basketball team, who, boy, enough said. First year as an NCAA member, does what they did. Men's golf team, one of only 3 all-time to win the regional. And Jerry Partridge, enough said there. I mean, he's got football rolling. And Casey Waterman, arguably one of the pioneers that kind of got football going again as well. And so what a fitting class.
Definitely one of the catalysts, and nice to see all of them in there.
Was.
Meanwhile, Western Volleyball went 1-2 last week. The Griffons got a huge 3-2 home win over Northwest last Tuesday, but suffered a 3-0 road loss at nationally ranked Central and a tough, heartbreaking 3-2 defeat at Truman on Saturday. The Griffons sit at 9-9 overall on the season. Really good week for women's golf. The Griffons rolled right through the Bearcat Classic in Maryville last week. They fired a 2-round total of 678, 17 strokes better than the second-place team, Northwest. And a great weekend for former Griffon golfer Bryce Garnett. He finished second in the Nationwide Children's Hospital Classic in Chattanooga, Tennessee this past weekend. It was the 2006 Western graduates' first nationwide tour event. Nationwide, just one step below the PGA Tour. That's big time. And get this, Garnett has earned $78,000 in 7 events this year.
Isn't that unbelievable? And, those guys, the PGA Tour says this, those guys are good. Those guys are good. Bryce Garnett is good as well.
We'll be right back.
Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. Your choice, the right choice.
Success is not measured by the size of your house. It comes from deep within inside you. It starts and ends with focus. Lock in, win the next inch, win the next yard, win the next play. Do it. Good. Now do it again and again. Keep fighting, and no matter what, keep moving forward. At some point, we will fall, but we will get right back up and keep coming. If we can keep that focus, if we can keep that drive, then we will never fail. That's character. That's a team. That is family. This is Griffon football. Missouri Western wins.
Welcome back to GSI, presented by Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. We're back to this week to training like the pros.
This week we put football back in the water. Here's Western Sports Performance Consultant Fred Schunkweiler with this unique hybrid of training exercise.
All right, we're here with another football performance drill in our sports propulsion pool. I'm here with Griffon football player David Fowler. We're going to talk about an offensive line blocking drill. Football players get a lot of wear and tear on their bodies, so using a buoyancy and aquatic therapy, we can help get a great power workout without all the wear and tear. David's going to demonstrate for us a blocking drill here. He's against the propulsion current. He's going to go ahead and take off, and he's pushing off. He's got this current pushing against him. He's got to do this with power, pushing side to side, just like pushing off a block on the offensive line. That there is power. And that's aquatic therapy, trained like the pros at Spine and Sport.
She takes headaches away with her bare hands. Men run thousands of miles for her without ever leaving the room. She once helped a woman avoid carpal tunnel surgery by serving up drinks with a twist. She is the most helpful physical therapist in the world.
I don't always go to physical therapy, but when I do, I prefer Spine and Sport.
He once helped a man with back pain by teaching him how to blow up a balloon with his hamstring. He gets superhuman strength just by putting on his shoes. He once helped a zebra's hip by realigning his stripes. He is the most helpful physical therapist in the world.
I don't always go to physical therapy, but when I do, I prefer Spine and Sport.
Spine and Sport. Stay healthy, my friends.
Welcome back. We finished with the Pick'em segment, of course, and get this, Brett Easley. We both went 8-1 last week.
We tied?
We did.
You equaled me?
I did.
Unbelievable.
But you keep the crown another week. Or actually, you can take the cape, the gold cape.
You can wear the hard hat.
I'll take the crown.
You know you really arrived.
Well, your
when you
head's
get
a
the hard
lot
hat on.
smaller than mine. You know that? I don't know how to open
Now
that
if you
up.
just sing YMCA, the fans at home
We do
really
look
be
like the
thrilled.
village
Yes, we do,
people.
don't we?
You know, you're overall.
Get this on here better.
You're overall. You're 34-7. I'm 31-10. So I am right.
Still 3 clear
behind you. Let's go.
Long way to go though.
Let's go to the picks this week. Chiefs.
Winners, 3 in a row. They're off. We get a sulk in this one for 2 weeks.
Don't even have to worry about
Heck
that.
no.
Yeah. And in the Big 12, the 2-3 Missouri Tigers, 2-3. They host 3-2 Iowa State on homecoming in Columbia Center.
100th homecoming, no TV. If you want to see it, you're going to have to go. I don't want to pick against Griffon along Paul Roads, but I think Mizzou gets healthy this week. They're going to take some frustration out of Iowa State.
I'll take Mizzou as well. Undefeated 17th ranked Kansas State. How about those Wildcats? They're at 4-1 Texas Tech.
Gil Snyder is an absolute genius. He's worth 7 points right away. K-State wins on the road. It's going to be tough. K-State's going to beat Texas
Give
Tech.
me K-State to go 6-0. Number 3, Oklahoma at KU. What's the point spread on this one?
I'm going to throw a Lincoln score out. Oklahoma 100, KU 2.
I'll take 93-4, Oklahoma.
Close.
Okay, in the MIAA, we've got a lot of non-MIAA games this week thanks to UNO. So this is the one, Eastern New Mexico at Northwest.
Tell you what, the Greyhounds? No way. That's going to be a rout. Northwest 60, Greyhounds 10.
Give me Northwest as well. Truman at Southern.
Good matchup here. I'm going to take Missouri Southern. Again, these are the games that they should win that they don't, but I think home field advantage is going to get it done.
Give me Truman just to be different. Central, Oklahoma at Washburn.
Oh, Washburn, we knew they were good when we played them. They've just been getting better every week. It's going to be a long day for our friends from Edmond who are coming into the league next year. They beat Washburn.
Give me the Ichabods to stay undefeated. Lincoln at Pittsburgh State. 81-20 worse.
85-6.
Okay, give me 78-2.
85-6.
I'll take Pitt. You will too. Central at Fort Hays.
Is this an interesting upset?
No.
I don't think so. I think it is close, but Central Missouri wins. They beat Hays. Why wouldn't you? Go for it. Yes.
Fort Hays.
Yes, he does. It's going to be why he doesn't win next week.
Because you get to wear this next week. Okay, and then we'll get rid of this and throw it away because that's what we're working on.
We don't need it.
Griffons at Emporia State. What do the Griffons need to do this Saturday?
Tell you what, this is a dangerous game. It's much like the Southern game. Emporia State can play. They've been competitive in all their games. They come off a big come-from-behind victory last week. I think the recipe's simple. The recipe on the road. You run a football. You play good on both sides of the offensive and defensive line, and don't turn it over. And if we take care of those three things, I like our chances going on the road.
That game is Saturday at Emporia, 2 o'clock start time. You can listen to it on KFEQ. You can follow us all the time online, gogriffons.com. Thanks for joining us this week.
As always, ladies and gentlemen, go Griffs!
Go Griffs!